So in the last video that you guys saw, we took apart the motor, we took apart a bunch of stuff. We got a lot of the sanding done. We plugged some holes here and there. Today we are focusing on just getting these tubs to fit a little better. We put some self tappers here to kind of hold it in place. We still have like a little gap right here that we're trying to figure out, work on it. We got it pretty tight up here. We're having an issue back here trying to figure out what we want to do. You want to show them? So there's like a gap on these tubs like all around this, so I think we're just gonna slit it, bang this in as much as we can, try to get as tight as possible. I think over here is all good. We broke the grinder disc, so Chamba's gonna get a new grinder disc for us. We're gonna start mocking up that side, getting that side prepped out. Dylan's gonna go take the dash out.
Me?
Yeah, Dylan's gonna take the dash out. While I do that, I got it mostly prepped already for him.
But why are we pulling the dash?
So we're gonna be pulling the dash because in the last video I explained that I wanted to cap these 3 holes. I want the harness to run either from maybe that hole. I originally wanted the harness to come out of like farther that way in, so it's like more tucked, but it might just be easier to just make this one bigger and just have the harness and the power cable coming through here.
Yeah, so we're pulling the dash because we don't want to light the interior on fire while we're welding the firewall.
Dylan is also throughout the week is going to be working on the motor. We'll show you guys that.
My goal is going to be to spray paint the throttle, the thermostat housing, the part behind it, the upper and lower intake manifold. Did you get a new crank pulley?
Yeah.
Put his new crank pulley on, put his new manifold on, and just make the engine bay a lot nicer because we gotta fake the funk.
Yep.
Balling on a budget.
So I'll be out here. He
And
wants to reseal the lower pan and the upper pan, which I don't know why, but he wants to do it.
I mean, we're already here.
Front main seal, rear main seal. Are you painting these brackets? This bracket?
I'm painting everything.
Okay, cool. Valve cover too? Paint match?
I was just gonna put my old valve cover so you can figure out what you want to do with this one.
Alan was saying paint match to the bay for now.
So our goal for today at least is to get the dash out, plug those firewall holes, and get the tubs fully ready to be welded. And by the end of this video, hopefully the tubs are in and installed, but hopefully, just wishful thinking. That's if we welded ourselves. We're not sure if we're gonna be welding these tubs or one of our friends.
Yeah. This is the first day we're like working on it after like a 3-day break, 4-day break. And
then the motor should be ready to at least be thrown in the car by the end of the video. But it won't be in the car because the car's not gonna be done. So let's get to work.
Okay.
So I just finished undoing all the hardware to pull the dash. It was kind of hectic because Joe put this car together a long time ago, so none of the hardware matched. But now we got Champa and Joe in the car ready to pull it, and it should just come out. It's going? I mean, the dash is already cracked. Oh, it actually came out. Oh, wow. Okay, so now the dash is actually coming out. It was stuck on like a little piece of wire, but do you need me to grab it on this side? Wait, what are you guys doing right now?
Yeah, it's the e-brake. All right, yeah, grab it.
Oh wait, how about all the wires for the gauges?
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're gonna unplug the wires for the gauges and then it should come out. Dash is out. Now we're gonna finish stripping the back of the firewall so we don't light anything on fire when we make the plugs and weld up the firewall.
We could also maybe clean this up a little bit.
Yeah. You told me you tucked this really nicely like 10 years ago. What happened?
What do you mean? I
mean, it is nice, but it's kind of spaghetti.
I was gonna loom the whole thing into the car. It didn't matter.
I didn't know you're Italian. Hella noodles.
Type shit. All right, so basically what we're gonna start doing is we are going to be removing the heater core and whatever, all this stuff behind it, because we're gonna be plugging the firewall and we don't want to catch anything on fire. We're gonna pull the carpet out, get it all ready to go. We might come back and clean some of these wires, put some tape on it or whatever. This is supposed to be all rusty from like factory, like kind of like that.
The dash bar?
Yeah, the dash bar, but I ended up painting it a long time ago.
That was a good touch. Yeah. I like how you did a fuse box relocation that actually like stripped out all the wires that you're not using. Yeah. So it like simplified it. Most people just shove everything behind the dash.
Yeah, so this would basically be
that's all the wires.
That's the whole harness.
Dang. Yeah.
It's a lot cleaner up here, but then once it got down here, it gets really hard because the wires are like all like intertwined and shit.
So how many wires in total do you think you had to extend to do this relocation? Because I know you shortened a lot.
I didn't extend much.
Oh.
I only extended what it would be like the headlights and stuff.
That's it?
Because I think.
Oh, so this is a lot easier than
I think it would just shorten everything because like you can still see the OEM part right here.
Yeah.
And then this is the other part. So this is actually I think this is the one for the dash, and then this is the one to the front. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's pretty valid. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a lot of people do fuse box relocations and all they do is just shove all the wiring under the dash. It's like it's like feet too long and it just looks like spaghetti, so good job, Joe. So you got the blower motor out?
So here you go.
Is that enough to like clear the dash now? Like, do you think there's anything that could catch on fire, or is it all open now?
No, I think it's good. I mean,
let me see.
you just pull it back.
Step just left a little. Oh yeah, we're good. I could see.
Wait, but I'm deleting this too, right?
I mean, you might as well get rid of all the HVAC stuff.
I think I have to take the dash bar out then. My car looks like this, and I'm supposed to drive Super D in like, how many days is it now?
It's like a week.
Yeah. And show them the way my car looks. Kind of crazy.
You guys think we're gonna make it?
I don't know, brother.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking them.
I don't think we're not making it, bro.
I think they believe in us.
I don't believe in us.
I think they believe in us. That's all that matters.
I don't even believe in us. Right now we're pulling out the dash bar. I gotta get the spaghetti behind this out. You gotta come towards you, Chumba.
Rigatoni.
And then yeah, we're gonna take out this what do you call that? It's a big centerpiece. We don't need it. If anybody needs to tap in.
Wow.
How do I undo that?
I don't know why it's like a mechanical linkage.
Who need it? Tap in.
Do they make a delete panel for that? So you don't have to run the HVAC buttons because it's low-key, like, it's all broken too.
Who got one? Tap in. We can do a little trade. It looks hella empty, bruh.
You don't want to weld the holes before putting the bar back on? Like, hey, what about this stuff? That's all insulation against the firewall. Won't that, like, catch on fire?
I mean, we're not welding anywhere over there, are we? No.
There might be a hole or two over there. I don't remember.
Do I need to keep
Oh, so
that?
these are the 3 holes that you're going to be deleting all right here.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they're all open. I think we're good. Did you make the filler panels?
Out?
No, just leave it. Did you make the filler panels already or no?
Not yet.
Alright, so we're going to walk through Joe making the filler panels now.
Oh, yeah, we got 3 holes right there. I cut out these little templates. I probably should have cut them out like that. I should probably cut that, but yeah, we're basically going to cap all 3 of these holes. So I got this one. Got this one. I got this one.
How'd you make the little templates?
We just took some tape and we just like put a piece of tape here and I like rubbed on it really hard. And I did the outline.
And you got a little sticker.
I look, you should have cut them differently, but
yeah. So now you're just gonna go in with the grinder and make it into a circle from a square.
And then you're gonna help me do it.
I'm not touching that.
I'll leave the biggest one for you. Cause you like them big.
Oh, okay. So Joe put me with the task of finishing off the firewall. After he mocked it up right here, he realized he didn't like the factory lip that was on the firewall because it had like a 1/4-inch lip all the way around. So I just spent some time with the flapper wheel, sacrificing my eyesight, getting it flat, and now, if I could mock it up perfectly,
Try to get in there. I think we need a little more trim.
you guys could see once we have this patched up, the firewall should be flat, and in theory it should look a lot cleaner. So yeah, thankfully we only had to do that to this one hole. The rest of them were already flat, and now I'm gonna let Joe have the honors of plugging it because I'm not welding this. If you guys seen how bad we did on the core support, you will understand why. I'm not welding this.
I'm not welding it either. We had the plates done. Came out pretty good. There's some gaps here and there, but I think we did pretty good without having like a vise or none.
Yeah, for us being dickhead with no tools, I think we're pretty much cooking. And now you guys could see we do have the 3 plugs for the firewall all done. They're not perfectly centered, that's why you see some gaps on the top of them. They are just held in place with some like magnets that keep falling out. But we only have one more to do, which is a top heater core line, because we're gonna cap that one. The bottom one we're gonna use for the harness, and then the very bottom hole right there we're gonna try to use as a power.
But we're gonna have to drill this out a little bigger.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this hole the same size as that hole used to be. Which we should have probably measured that.
We could just take that to the store to buy a hole saw. And then
like the little circle thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just match the hole saw to that.
So yeah, we're just gonna quickly whip up one more hole thing, and then do you want to move on to this tub?
Alright, so it's dark now. It's been a few hours. We've been locked in, going crazy. We got y'all seen it in the clip before. We got all those done. We've been just messing with the tubs. This one, we worked on it a little bit more. We got it really tight over here. We got that one. At first, it was bad. It was like so bad. We were all crashing out. But we worked it slowly. You can see we first got it on this little lip here, on the little seam, whatever it is, where the 2 metals meet. We got it on there first, and we really had to like work it, like take it off, trim, take it off, trim, take it off, trim. And then up here, the same thing that we had to do over there with the little slit. We slit that one, got it in pretty good. The front matches, it's like literally identical to that one. The front match is really good.
Can you push that corner down, because that corner is the only thing that throws it off? Right there?
Right here?
Yeah, so that one corner doesn't fall perfectly in the slit, but when it does...
Show that one over there?
Yeah.
And then this one, it like wants to pop up, but I marked it.
Yeah.
So it'll basically go like right there.
So when we weld it, they'll be perfectly symmetrical, and then they have the same gaps in the front section right here too. The only thing is on this side right here, there's a little bit tighter of a gap in this one corner, but that's because Joe was in an accident in his car. But we'll try to
low fender bender, not accident, low fender bender type shit. But yeah, dude, I'm actually really happy with this side. It's really tight. Over here, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. We got this pretty good. It goes all the way down. We still gotta trim the bottom, but I'm happy with the progress we made.
So the thing that sucks about filming all of this is we go hours on end without making any progress, and then when we do make progress, it's very abrupt. So like, for example, with the firewall plugs, we spent hours making those plugs, and each plug took us a lot of trial and error going back and forth, like test fitting it, grinding it, test fitting it, grinding it. And then the same thing with the tub, so it's hard to capture all this on video, but I do hope after we move past this fabrication step, we can capture everything like a lot better on video. But yeah, just be patient. We'll get everything documented.
Definitely that side was like the hardest. I would say it was the harder side because we learned, but then we learned but then we learned a lot from that side to do this side.
Yeah, so like on this side right here, I think we spent a total of like 3 hours. On this side, we spent like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Dude, at first, like I said, it fits so bad.
We were
bro.
crashing out. We were tripping on
there's no
cables.
way. Bro, we put them like side by side. We're like measuring them. Like, bro, why is this one so bad? Like, what's going on? But it was just, you just gotta work it.
Yeah. Once the brains turn on, it started flowing. But yeah, original plan is still there. We're gonna cap all those. That one's gonna be for the harness. I need to remember to bring a hole saw. Can you remind me for tomorrow to bring a hole saw?
Or I could just buy one. I don't know if you have the size.
So yeah.
So this one's gonna get capped. This one's for the harness. It's gonna get bigger, and then that's gonna be for the bulkhead for the power.
I need to remember to bring the bulkhead.
Yeah.
Can you remind me?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I will.
But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow when we continue working on this. Tomorrow we're gonna work on the SR.
Yeah, SR. Tomorrow's all motor work.
So we should get all the paint by tomorrow, and then we can start refreshing everything. I'm sorry I look like a shadow.
So today here with Nico from J-Spec Metalworks.
Hello, hello.
And he is going to be the one to do all the welding for us. Let's show him what we got right here. We got it really close and tight for you, right, Nico?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Or
it's a nice drop in. No,
Okay.
that's solid right there.
What's the plan?
We're gonna full weld everything all around, but can't get it too hot or it'll blow out or it might warp. So I'm gonna try to keep it slow, take it around the perimeter of it, but I've done a few of these before, so it shouldn't be too bad. Joe actually bought some really nice, solid
Shout
tubs.
out Rex Kelway.
So what's your reasoning for doing like a full bead instead of doing like stitch or spot weld?
Okay, so usually when I stitch weld cars, it's because they have the OEM tubs and they're already spot welded, but this fool cut everything out like years ago, so there's nothing in there. So I think the full weld's gonna be a lot more structural.
Give it a lot more structure because this thing's kind of a tin can.
Yep. Yeah, we did one of our buddies' S13s, and yeah, we full welded everything all the way across. He had no problem, so it's the plan. I think we're gonna do that today.
Yeah.
Time to lock in, and we'll keep trying to lead.
And the reason Nico's doing this is because me and Joe are dickheads, and we don't trust ourselves. If you couldn't tell by our little practice bits right here.
Hey, those aren't bad though.
Yeah.
For our first time though, that ain't horrible. I've seen worse.
I've seen better.
But for our first time, bro, we just picked the gas up like 2 days ago.
So I'm gonna be on fire watch on the other side. Okay. Because the inside's gonna catch on fire because of the
the undercoating.
Let me get a.
They're on the cowl. What's the air for?
Just cool it down a little bit.
Yeah, there's still underbody and it'll catch on fire.
Oh, so you have Joe on air duty to make sure it doesn't get like or if it catches on fire, you can blow it out.
Just cool down the panel too.
I like how Joe's just watching the weld. Look at that. He's about to be blind in like 30 minutes. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Joe. If we did this, we would have fucked shit up.
Fucked shit up. 100%.
Thank you, Nico.
I got you. If your welds are long and sunken in, that means you're too hot. But if your welds are like, if your gun is like stubbing hella bad and like building on each other, that means you're not hot enough or your speed's too high.
And that's how you knew how to adjust it?
Yeah, it's...
So like, which ones here were like...
So this is too hot.
And then you need to
in
like...
my opinion. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion, but...
So you need to turn it down from there?
Yes, turn down the heat. You guys also had the feed like 2 clicks too high. Usually for any MIG welding that's not super thick, I'm at like 2 on the feed scale, like 2.5 if even that. But once you hear the solid baking cooking sound, you know you have a good weld. So,
but that's how wrong.
Yeah, I don't eat bacon, so I didn't know what sound that was.
I mean, I could see the difference right here.
Yeah.
So this is where you thought it was like
super long,
too hot.
super sunken in.
And then you like turn down the.
I turned down the heat, and I also slowed the feed. And I mean, this looks like shit right here, but it's like getting, you know, all this stuff. But sheet metal welding sucks. Anyone that's ever welded sheet metal is gonna know shit's hard as fuck.
Especially on a thin ass 90s Nissan.
Yeah.
80s Nissan.
Everything is contaminated.
Your factory undercoating is catching on fire and shit.
You could have the nicest metal that goes into the shitty chassis, and it's still gonna be fucking dirty. So, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
Alright, Nico just got done with this side. He got it fully welded around. Let's make sure. Pretty on there. You want to say anything, Nico, while I take this off?
Pretty easy. Typical, like, 30-year-old car shit. I've had a few of these myself, so. Everything's hella thin, but strut towers are solid. Down here is solid. You know, we had to do what we had to do up here and make it all work, but Joe's got this big old gap now, but we'll get something figured out. Yeah.
What do you think about our shitty job at fitting it up?
Actually, that's probably, like, the fitting was perfect, honestly.
I think our first time was pretty valid.
Pretty solid, dude, because that's like the hardest part. That's most of the battle, and you did it all, so.
So there wasn't any crazy gaps?
Yeah, no, all I had to do is come in here with a body hammer and a dolly and just kind of straighten everything out and get everything to meet, and then vice grip some areas, and we're fucking good.
Solid,
Yeah,
bro.
dude, look at that shit. It's part of the car now.
Hell yeah.
So now I'm just going through, helping him out while he takes a break, prepping all the edges, getting it all bare.
I got here at 4:30. It's 6:12, so that took us like an hour 40 minutes for one side.
While fucking around.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're just
I took
yapping
like two breaks already too.
We got Matt going crazy right now.
I'm not showing that. He wasn't invited.
Yeah, you
He's
gotta
not
show
getting
him.
credit.
You gotta show him.
No, he was.
Bro,
Fine.
he's crazy right now. He's crazy right now.
So yeah, we're going crazy. We're locked in right now.
So you're just gonna finish grinding this one and we can weld it in?
Yeah.
If anything comes up, we'll show it. Otherwise, if it's smooth, we'll just show you after.
Yep.
Was this a smart thing to do 2 weeks before Super D? I'm not even driving. This is all, I'm just helping him out.
I think it was a good idea to give me the push to do it.
Fuck no.
Cause I'm lazy.
Yeah, old Nissan metal sucks. I think everyone knows that, but we did it. And now
on
part
there.
of the car, so.
Sturdy is them.
No more front end flop. This fool's driving with no tubs for the past, what?
No tubs, no strut bar, no sway bar.
Yeah, and is that why your frame was all cracked into a million pieces?
Yeah, show them what I had to do to the rad support under there.
Yeah, you did this a couple years ago?
That was like last year.
Not
Like,
sure if I
it's
did.
all plate reinforced. That's like 1/4 inch plate, and he's like, I just need help. I'm like, I got you, dude. So solid.
And I'm bleeding. Take me to the hospital.
I'm not putting that. But yeah. So what's the plan now? Just grind out all the welds and see how it penetrated?
Yeah. So I had a spot right here that was like rusting, and
Your finger's in the way.
I'm gonna cut it out.
he's gonna fix it up.
Yeah, we'll get him right. Cut it out and lay a new one in. Make it all solid again.
And this is why we love Nico.
Typical S chassis shit.
Yeah, super thin metal, always burnt.
Literal tin cans, but
Yeah.
they're great cars.
So your
I guess.
plan is you're not gonna make a template right now. You're gonna cut the piece, and then that will be
Make
your
the
template.
template out of the piece itself.
Ah,
that
that's
way we
smart.
have the exact shape. So, and then Joe did a great job at making the firewall holes. That's actually that you did that by hand.
Yeah, we did it by hand with a
that's-
flapper. Dude, it was
We
so
started off as
sketcy.
a square,
It was
and then
so
I had him
sketchy.
just hold the flapper upside down, and I just shaped it.
You could either buy those or just use a hole saw next time.
What happened?
No, it's too short.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's too short. We got to make another one.
Take two. Does it fit?
I think not. That's probably gonna trim it some more.
So right now Nico is putting a curve into it using a dolly because the strut tower is curved. So the plate was kind of sticking out on one side.
So when we lay this in, it's got a curve on the strut tower. This is flat. We're gonna tack the corner, pretty much almost full weld it, and then wherever it's sticking out, we're gonna dolly it back, make it flat and flush.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to make the shape of the strut tower using just a dolly, so it's easier just to like at least get one side in and then shape it.
Form the metal
like a vice,
afterwards.
like a vice or something maybe. But
If we had
should
just
be.
decent tools, like we're working with,
I mean, I have all these tools at my shop, but we ain't at my shop
We're
right
in the
now.
we're in the trap. We in a haystack.
We in the stack, boy.
I'm not putting this.
Yeah, don't put
We
that
in a
in there.
stack with the ratchet hose.
We at Kingpin's house or what?
We got the streetwalkers on the
Timothy.
block.
Ah, look at that. It's like it was original.
I'm a genius. Damn, that's fucking perfect. I don't know how you did that, bro. Joe had meticulously cut these out by hand.
It was
Just
so sketchy.
insane, in my
Wasn't that
opinion.
sketchy, bro?
We were holding a flap disc
You were
on my
basically
hand.
imitating a vice.
The core support was flexing as I was holding it there.
Yeah, we don't have a vice over here.
But
It's not my fault.
we used magnets. We inlaid them into the firewall. I hit it with some tacks. I'm gonna stitch it all the way around, and then these guys will go to town with a little flap disc.
And then he also finished the strut tower,
Yeah.
which is pretty dark, but you guys could kind of get an idea right there.
I gotta do some more blending, but that's pretty much it.
What is it?
That's where these are cheat codes right here. The Brillo pads for the 2-inch die grinders. You don't take off that much material with these thin ass chassis, so it's good for taking down welds and stuff like that. But
So yeah, now you're gonna lay some beads?
yeah, we're gonna stack some whatever these are. Oh, done.
Give me a recap, give me a recap.
Yeah, we plugged them all up. It's hot as hell. My knees hurt, but it's solid. Got flap disc it off, make it all clean.
Yeah, we can't do that right now because it's like really late and we
Yeah.
live in a residential area.
Maybe a little skim coat of Bondo and
Residential?
Residential. I'm tired too.
residential.
But, I'm sorry, I did dental work before. But yeah.
Yes, this is my job. All done. We good.
Thank you.
I like doing this. My
Shout
invoice,
out J-Spec
payment,
Metalworks. Shout out Nico.
Alright, get on my knees.
my payment. For,
You don't need to get on your knees. You already fun height.
No, hold on. My payment for this will be a few admissions to some drift events.
You said invitational.
All right, we'll get back to you guys once it's the next day and we start flapping.
So we're prepping the engine bay for paint. Tubs are all welded in from yesterday. Firewall's all patched up. This
Still
paint,
gotta patch it a little bit, do a
patch
little
it
bit of
more.
Bondo work,
Yeah, a little
body
more
filler.
work. But this paint is like 10 layers, so we're starting with 80 grit on the orbital. Gonna go to 180, then 220.
No, one in it. It's gonna do 80,
80?
120, and then 180.
Oh, there you go, there you go. 180.
We're not going to 220?
And then 220
And then
after, but
220.
that's what we're doing.
So, I mean, this orbital's eating pretty well, so I think we could try to get it done quick.
I'm gonna hijack this clip real quick.
Nah,
All right, wait. No, I'll save it. So what Matt is trying to explain is last night we finished welding the bay. Everything is pretty much done on the firewall side and the tubs. So right now they're just scuffing everything so we can paint it. And what Matt is doing right now is he has an orbital with 80 grit to just go over through the entire bay because there's super like a lot of texture. And then what I was doing is we picked up this pneumatic tool from Nico, shout out Nico, to help like sand inside the tubs where there's a lot of like weld splatter that we don't want to show. But then when we were trying to turn this compressor on, it would not kick on, it kept tripping the breaker. So we finally decided to read the compressor, and all over this thing it says oil required. Right here.
It's not
Check
that,
the
it's
oil.
Not that low.
Right
It's
here.
a little low.
Check the oil.
It's
And then we were like
it's a little low.
and then we were like, wait, what does it mean by oil? So we looked right here and it says it should be halfway before we turn it on, and it's dead empty. We just had Champa go to Harbor Freight real quick and pick up some compressor oil. Hopefully that's the only problem and it turns on.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll see right now. We'll see right now live.
That's where you fill it?
I hope so. So it actually wasn't empty. It was just running a little low. And we realized that when we started pouring some in. And we don't have a funnel. So we made a slight little mess.
Look how much they poured.
And it's a little windy.
Look how much they poured, bro.
It's a
Yeah.
little windy.
I mean, but it's good now. It's like perfectly in the middle and the compressor turns on now. So we have power tool, or we have pneumatics again.
I'm a pneumatic.
But yeah. So, Matt, get back to work.
Working, bro.
Joe, I don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna start sanding.
I'm supervising.
All right, I'm gonna start doing this part right here. But we'll get back to you guys once the bay is all done because no one wants to watch us sand for like 3 hours.
Alright, so we've been hand sanding like some peasants because we're in Hayward, but the neighbors are complaining that we're too loud.
We were hella loud.
We weren't that loud, bro. It was like 7:30.
We had a compressor on full blast for like 2 hours, 2 sanders, just going crazy.
It's not that bad, bro. We're in Hayward, bro. We're in the ghetto, bro. Bro's complaining, bro. Like, what the hell? But yeah, now we got some sandpaper. scuffing shit up. We're about to go to Home Depot, but get some aircraft remover, bro.
We're crashing out. We've been sanding this by hand for like, I don't know. How long do you think we've been hand sanding this?
For like a solid 30-45 minutes at least.
And it hasn't
now.
made no progress.
There's like 5 layers of paint on this shit.
The strut towers and all this was mainly the orbital. And not, and like, at least we got some of the crevices, but still, even then.
So we did like these corners right here by hand because the orbital won't fit. And there's still texture even with that, like, how much you guys see is sanded. So we're gonna go get some paint stripper.
Well, we only have the orbital sandpaper, but we're just gonna go buy some like sheets.
Yeah, so we have to use these, like, let me see the sandpaper.
That shit got no flex to it, bro. Straight stiff.
Yeah, it's hella stiff, so we
Straight
can't
dirty
form it
sock.
to like the corners.
So this paint is hella thick, and I'm low-key crashing out. So we went to Home Depot when we got some Jasco paint and epoxy remover. We're gonna give it a little test, see what it do.
Before you put it on, what's your guess? Do you think it's actually gonna take the glitter out or not?
I think if it at least takes some of the coats out, I'll be happy. Because then regardless, I'm still gonna sand over this. I'm not gonna just like strip it down all the way and paint over it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it helps me get this texture out.
I don't think it's gonna do anything.
Because I'm also on a fucking time crunch, and people are complaining, so we gotta figure something out.
Valid.
As you guys can see, is Loki putting in some work. I want to show him in the front right here. Mind you, like I said, it's like fucking 5 or 6 layers of paint, and it's Loki kind of cooking.
And this is California formula, which is like super weak.
Super weak. So I mean, we're just getting all the tough to get areas. Like we don't want to be in here with sandpaper. We don't want to be in those like.
It's mainly
corners.
these corners right here.
It's mainly the back corners, but
it's cooking. A lot better than I thought.
Yeah, we just gotta sand it after, like I said.
Yeah, it's only been on here for like 15 minutes too. We're gonna leave it on a little bit longer, just to like let it cook a little bit more. And it's also cold outside. I feel like if we had like a heat gun or it was hot, it would be a lot better.
I'm trying to make sure I get all the weird crevices so I could see like the first stage of it, and then tomorrow we could always do like a second stage.
Oh, we're gonna do a follow-up coat.
Yeah, maybe if we need to. I think it might be good though.
Why don't we just start with this and sand after?
We should just polish the engine bay, no cap.
I was saying that. What if we just polish the engine bay and then just have Alan clear it?
He's gonna fucking kill me. It was like 15 minutes later, and it's low-key cooking. Bro,
Way
look,
better
look
than
here.
I thought. Look at that.
Look right, look at.
That's crazy. And keep in mind, this is California formula, which is like super muted compared to like the rest of you guys. But we did these corners right here. You guys could see it's bubbling and cooking off. This is an area that we spent like an hour hand sanding, and it made no progress. And just like 15 minutes with the paint stripper, and it's already cooking.
It's like first coat. We'll probably do another one.
The only thing is,
Maybe, if
obviously,
needed.
yeah, we didn't plan on fully stripping the bay. We were trying to do the minimal amount required, but
then just the paint that I used after, all the layers of paint that I did.
it's the only way to get the texture out.
Yeah.
Like, there's no choice.
So it was like, it started off being red, and then I painted it a gold, which I don't know why. This was in 2017. And then I painted it black, and then I painted it Rust-Oleum red glitter. And I went heavy on that shit.
And that glitter gave it so much texture.
So much. It's like sandpaper, and after all these years, it just like chalk. So even hitting it with like sandpaper, it was just like
sanding it with sandpaper was killing the sandpaper.
even at 80
faster than
grit.
the
Yeah,
paint.
even at 80 grit, it just wasn't working.
So yeah,
So last resort type shit.
it is a last resort, but low key we should have started with this.
Let's see.
In hindsight, everything makes more sense.
Look, you can see the gold, and you can see. Look all the gold.
I can see raw metal. I mean, obviously we didn't plan to go to raw metal, but it is what it is. We'll get back to you guys tomorrow though, where we continue prepping the bay for primer.
So it's the next day after. Yesterday, we ended the clip with us putting on paint remover, paint stripper. It did a lot of work, as you guys can see. You want to show them in the sunlight?
Yeah, it completely totaled the bay.
Totaled. We're about to go to the paint store, Hayward Color, buy some sandpaper. I'm gonna look at some paint colors, see what they got, and also gotta order some primer.
Yeah, the thing that sucks about Joe is he's very indecisive,
Very
and
indecisive.
he has zero idea of what color he even wants to consider.
No, and I have to paint it in like 2 days.
But yeah, this is the car that needs to be painted in 2 days. Hayward Color closes in like 5 minutes. Let's see if we make it.
Let's go.
Alright, so we're at Hayward Color right now looking at paint chips. So we have like potential colors we could paint the bay. Right now Joe is leaning more towards like a blue or a purple with a black. And we have a couple in mind that we're debating between. Let us know which one you guys think, because this video is going to come out tomorrow on Friday. And we're not going to pick the color till Saturday. So you guys have a day.
Yep. Comment down real quick.
Show them the chips.
Oh, I just showed him. So I think it was this one.
So this is number 1.
And then we have some. We have any one of these.
I guess we'll name one of those 2, and then which ones did you have? And then this is number 3. Can you put in the sun? And that's 4. 4 is my favorite, but let us know. They're closing right now, so we're kind of rushed, but yeah. Chumbo, what do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if you guys couldn't tell, that clip was super rushed. They're closing right now. They're low-key kind of like kicking us out because they gotta go home, and we understand that. We're here past closing, but sorry there's not a lot of stuff going on in this video. Body work just takes a really long time, and we have way more hours into this video than the first video, even though the first video seems like we did a lot more. But yeah, out of those 4 chips, if you guys have any input, let us know, because we have no clue what we're going to be leaning towards. But thank you guys for watching. See you next week.